friends did not put him there or anywhere. They placed him in the ground and made a careful mound. This one was inspired by my attempt to fit into a kind of conventional environment in a business, kind of an office, which was unsuccessful. It's called Hey Nani Nani and a Ho Ho Ho. Presiding businessmen judge me, strange as a naked man on a winter day, galloping the streets, nibbling at the hay, musing sometimes on the range. I fear myself in danger of growing hoofs. And this, I'm going to create my little preamble here. This is about my singles bars experience. On the rocks. I was searching for a woman in the bars of Boston. Bars that promised the romance of F. Scott Fitzgerald. I dressed in my best smile, my cleanest skin. Sometimes I got high. Sometimes I played mournful isolation on the corner bar stool. My opening line was crisp. How are you? I'm going for a scotch. These women dressed as if they were going for an Emmy. They knew I was poor. I concealed my poverty. I claimed I didn't have to work. Still, I was left salivating as they wait for more scotch. He stole my heart. What will go today? Will my tie clip disappear in the pocket of the thief? Will he dry clean my underwear, then pawn it? What does Calvin Klein underwear bring on the open market? I go to work with linens in a bag, protecting them. My toothpaste and cologne are stuffed in my shoes. My cash inside my mouth. I open my mouth to yawn. The thief makes a withdrawal. I leave out notes for him. Turn out the lights after you've taken my treasures. There's some pecan pie in the fridge. This morning I was gone. He stole me. Well, psychotherapeutic cave. She comes into my office with the same dull drone of how work in the tax department feels like eating sand. You choke and you choke on your own boredom. My mind drifts from her bottomless buzz. In a quickened impulse, I fashion a castle out of dooms and sneak across the drawbridge. In therapeutic preparation, I stripped my sleek client and kissed her to demonstrate I cared more for her troubled soul than her pouting mouth. I stroked her sweet-smelling hair to alleviate her despair. I sized her breast for a bra purely as a favor. I greased her with cream, wrapped her in my caring arms, and shouted, "Hallelujah!" For now I had her. Now the greasy, thrusting friction between us. She's choking on granular taxes again. I slammed shut the drawbridge. The color of money is green. He pays his debts back with monopoly money. My tree's leaves are pink 5s. I paper my walls with yellow 10s. My friend thinks it's a game, but my banker doesn't. The shuffler of the real paper says, on no account. I robbed a policeman with a blue 50. He gave a white 1 and said, "Don't run that yellow stop sign again." I kissed my green wife at home and walked the pink dog. I put my purple children to bed turning out the black light. My banker turned me in, saying, "The gods of commerce ordained the color of money be green, and whosoever violate that order shall forever after be the colors of the rainbow." This one's called The Inward Moon. I took 8 women home to play canasta. But actually, I wanted to watch them talk. They discussed the moon tragedy, when an astronaut was stranded in a crater. He reached Earthward, far from home. Yvette imagined herself inside his suit as she shuffled her cards. She cried, and the women embraced her like a gentle octopus. They wiped her tears with their palms, and she swam back to the green sea of conversation. She floated on the surface of the talk, wetting her fingertips, but inwardly reaching for the moon. The woods are not ours alone. In this world of ours, I am chronically blind dating. I prepare for my glistening beauty, attempt to repose. I stretch on the lawn chair in the rain, by the pool, drumming on the barrel to the church bell tolling in this rain of blind expectation. A duck, waddling from her habitat, stops, stares at me serenely. She seems to ask if I would come fly with her, share an evening meal with her under the bending willow. We could sit after our meal, observers of the evening sky, shading over the trees, then prattle of our inner lives, of the wetlands beyond the sky, of where we search for food in winter, of where we shelter when it is cold. This was inspired by reading this book about the medieval period. Medieval. He is alone as a blade of grass at twilight, as rigid as a candle, at the head of a funeral procession, winding through the cemetery, a monk mumbling Latin for him. An eagle swoops on the candle with talons. By the flickering light, veers heavenward, keeping the soul of the dead in the flickering flame. The flame inflames the night. The face of him dead stolidly gazes down on what he is leaving, lit up like a candle himself. It's the bunny life. How's my bunny girlfriend? I'm eating bunny soup. We've often discussed our bunny lives, of how we'd like to romp in our own apartment, survive on turnips and peanut butter. We'd hop for joy when there was extra lettuce. We'd have our friends over for a game of Trivial Rabbit. How many rabbits can you fit in a telephone booth? What's the best place for a rabbit to hide? When things got rough, we'd go to rabbit counseling and discuss why we can't seem to nuzzle anymore. Should we live in separate burrows? We'd struggle hard, as bunnies do, and when there's time, we make love as people do.